Hey guys, you guessed it, we're unboxing another printer. Join me today as we unbox the Naomi Woo's CR-30 print mill. See you guys inside. Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So, we're getting another printer in the shop, but this one's changing the game for my shop in a lot of ways because we're unboxing the Naomi Woo print mill, and this is from Creality. It's the CR-30, and this printer is very different compared to anything else in the shop because it has an infinte-Z axis. So I can print as long as I want, or I can multi-print the same print over and over and over again. So this printer actually gives my shop more of a production ability of a repetitive model or building single piece large long models like Gandalf's staff or swords or even full-length rifles for cosplay and different things like that. So, or if I want to do a Mandalorian helmet, I can just do it over and over and over and over again, for example. So this is a belt. Instead of a normal build plate, it has a belt that goes through and does the construction. So we're going to get this thing out of the box. We're going to assemble it today, and then there is also a specific cura that they give with this. It's based on Cura 3.1 that allows us to choose the correct settings for this printer, because unlike normal, a lot of the 3D printers we see, instead of printing at a up and down, this guy prints at a 45-degree angle. So your standard Cura version, was it 4.10 or 4.9 right now? I don't know about 4.10 because I haven't installed it. I know it's out. It doesn't let you change that setting, so you have to use a Creality software to get started with this one, and it comes with the printer. So we will definitely be taking a sneak peek at that. We may save more of that for the next episode on this after I've used the printer for a little while, but this is kind of just the first initial view and peek of it. But this printer, like I said, it just changes the name of the game for the shop. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to get it all out of the box, get it on the bench. Second thing, we're going to assemble it. And third thing is we're going to take a look at it, and then I'll do a second video later on of actually printing with it. So this is just getting it out, getting together, and first impressions. So let's get this thing out of the box. All right guys, so let's get this thing out of the box. And I will warn you, this thing is heavy. So one thing that's always great is the level of foam and packing they put into Creality printers. I always admire that. We got, of course, the book and stickers and important stuff. Testing spool. Meh. All right, so let's see here. We've got a ton of bolts and different parts, so don't want to lose those. We got our toolkit, which looks standard, except there does look like a few new things that I haven't seen before in here, so we'll definitely take a closer dive at that. We got the SD card and reader. Nice 8 gig SD card. Got some spare Bowden tubes and nozzle parts. What else we got in here? Oh, that does pop out. And of course we got spare Teflon tubing. That's always handy to have, especially with it being a new printer. And we got the photoelectric switch line spare. So we'll have to figure out what that one does. All right, now it's time to actually start getting into some of the parts. Oh, this actually comes with the Creality box. Huh. I'd wanted to do a video on one of these, so pretty awesome. Hey, that helps out. All right. So, and then of course, you know, the most important thing, gotta have a power cord. So, taking this out of the box has me a little bit worried because there are a lot of parts here. So, try to take out pieces, small pieces. I'm not quite sure. That looks like a filament sensor. All right. And another brace. Now you notice the braces, they have this 45-degree angle. It's like I said, this stuff is sitting at a 45, not your standard 90. So that is going to be very curious to see how this printer comes together. All right, I think what I've got here is the main print frame. I gotta be careful because wiring goes, oh my. So this is a bit harder to get out of the box because it is wired together. So we will move that foam. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing here, but here is the actual printer itself. All right. So here's the LCD and control. Here's the upper frame. So just kind of taking a look. This is the front of the printer. Just got to figure out how this is supposed to align with the print bed this way. So, and get the frame to go together correctly, because that can always be kind of a bear. But right now I'm not ready to go that far. This is just getting it out of the box. So all our parts are here. Of course, the next important thing you want to do once you have all your parts out in position is not make a horrible mess that I'm making. We want to look at the instruction book, so we make sure we start the assembly the right way. Because if Creality, if it's anything like their Ender 3s or anything else, this could be a bear. Actually, of all the printers I put together from Creality, the Ender 3 is the worst. CR-10s are awesome. This guy doesn't look that bad. These back brace supports I will definitely install. I've seen some without it, and it just concerns me that there's going to be vibration without these, so these will definitely be getting installed. But I'm going to stop here. We're going to move to the assembly, and I'm going to look at the instructions. So we'll catch up to you at that point. Okay, so first part of assembly, from what I understand the instructions is, we got to put these on. So you guys can see I've turned the bed to the side. We got really cool, awesome pulley system there, the control board. The main board's right here, and this is the back of the printer. So we can see the look of that beautiful belt. So basically what we got to do is we got to add these on to the correct sides on the back. So I want to make sure I'm getting this right, and that I'm not standing in your guys' way, because I feel bad, because I know some videos people complain about that. So these are supposed to be done with M5/12s hexagons, which are these. I think, yes. So I did have to move some of my tools off. And of course, you know, the cool thing about Creality printers is they give you pretty much everything you need to do assembly. Between the Allen wrenches, this is a new wrench. They give you all the Allen wrenches, and stuff that you need to assemble your printer. So that is kind of one of the better things I do love about this manufacturer, is they give you what you need to get the job done. So I do apologize. It's probably going to be a longer video because we are doing the assembly, but you know, it's kind of one of those things. This sometimes, especially for a lot of people that are starting out, if you're starting out with this printer, hold up. You may want to reconsider, but this thing looks absolutely gorgeous and awesome. And for someone that's wanting to do a lot of manufacturing, this is definitely going to be a handy tool. So we will get these bracers in first. So we want the frame to definitely be good and squared up. Make sure I grab the right wrench. Now, one thing I did notice is these are a different type of wrenches compared to what I would normally see with an Ender 3. Usually the Ender 3 has the wrench has a beveled bottom, so you can angle the wrench a little bit. We don't see that on here, but I'm gonna get both of these screwed in. As you can see, it's just 2 bolts right into the back for each arm. I'm gonna get the other one screwed in, and we're gonna jump right back into assembly. All right, so we got the back. We've got these bracers in. They're not as stable as I would like, but the next thing we need to do is we're going to add the main frame. So we gotta make sure we get this one on there correctly. As you can see, there is a lot to this guy. A lot of wires. So I'll make sure I get everything out of the way to be able to bring this one into a very snug fit. I don't want to cut my hands here. stubborn. That's okay. There's that. There's that. And there's that. And we're going to use these 5x18s to bolt that in. Here, here, and up here. And those are the primary amount of bolts that we have to do. Then we have to do the wiring, and there is some additional bolting that you'll see here at the top that we'll have to do a little bit of work there too. And then the 21s at the top. So the 21s are a 5x45 screw. So let me get this guy secured together so that we don't have something fall apart on us. So you guys have seen me doing this quite a bit, and I actually have a CR10 Max out there to assemble too. So one of the things is I have a small electric screwdriver from Hitachi. This thing is awesome because it has 2 modes, straight and net, and it has a very good torque. So one thing I invested in was from Owl's Tools is a hex head set that makes doing this kind of stuff, especially when you got to disassemble, maintenance, and all kinds of stuff. You're doing stuff with hex heads. These two work really well. Links down in the descriptions down below if you're curious about getting one. I am an Amazon affiliate, and they do make life a lot easier working with these printers. All right, guys. So filament holder, there it is right there. Next, we're moving to the LCD. So we've got to bring it up. We got to get. I'll pull the plastic away a little bit, and it's the same thing. It's T-nuts into the frame. So get the protective cover pulled away. Get the M5 by 8 screws. Get the T-nut on there. So now that I found the bag of where they were, they'd slid under the printer on me. And then I'm going to bring that over to the frame. Get those down in there. Make sure my cables are not too terribly tight. And then I'm going to get this guy in place. All right, so we got our control panel on. We got our filament holder on. One thing we do want to make sure is back here on the back is the power. I'm in the United States, so I want to switch that to 113. Let's turn this here and get that, or I want to switch it to 115 because I'm not on a 230. So we'll pick this guy up. That's right there. It's on 230 right now. That isn't going to work on my power, so I'm going to take a screwdriver. I'll flip that over to 115. So I know it was kind of down out of the view right there. Just slide it over to 115 or 230 depending on where you are. So easy peasy. Power's there. I'm going to definitely do some cable cleanup, which they did put these clips in here to really do nice cable management for these cables. I'm actually going to go ahead and insert the Bowden tube. So that's all down there. Then I've got to go through and connect these wires to their motor and the extruder motor and finish that up. And that's assembly for the most part. So I'm going to get those few pieces done of these wires where they belong. Clean it up a little bit, get the wires there. All right, guys, time for that fun moment of power time. So let's get this guy plugged in. All right, we got power. Let's power her on, see if it works. So we got the screen coming up. Got a pretty cool welcome screen for the CR-30. So guys, we've got it powered on and all that, but I've got to learn to level this. So I'm not going to do that in this video. But just looking over the machine for the first time, there's a lot of good stuff here. A lot of good stuff. Before we jump over to look at the software. Really good extruders. I love that the cabling is all inducting. I love this cable management system they mounted on this one to keep everything clean, cool with zip ties. Really nice extruder, not a plastic extruder. I hate that companies go cheap and put that plastic extruder on. It really doesn't help the machine. So the hot end looks really nice. Everything looks good. The fan, it's not overly loud, which is key to me. I don't like loud printers. I will rip your printer apart and change the fans. That's just kind of what we do because I want it to be able to be in the office because you guys wouldn't even tell there's 2 Ender 3s running over here. And that's how quiet I've made them. But all in all, this printer looks gorgeous. So stay tuned for a couple weeks. We will see a follow-up video of me actually using the printer, recording prints and different things like that, But I got to learn how to level it. So I'm still learning this one myself. And this is a different leveling scheme because, one, I've got a belt in here that I don't want to mess up because I don't want to even know how expensive this belt is. Because there is a heated bed underneath the belt right here. So I'm going to make sure I've got that right and get everything going the way that it needs to be, and then I will show you guys how to do the same. So that's kind of how I do this a little bit. So that'll be in the follow-up and review of how this thing works video. This is just first impression. Not overly too loud. I love the look of this. This, I understand why it has to be big because we have a lot more rolling space and different, and this is not moving with it. This is stationary, unlike your other printers where the extruder moves on the same arm. So this doesn't have to be as big normally. So we've got that, and most of the other stuff all looks the same. There's a few additional steps, but all in all, this looks pretty darn neat. So, all right. I don't want to touch any configuration until I actually sit down and read the book. Yes, I read the book, especially on machines like this. On average, this guy runs about $1,200. So I don't want to mess this up and have to buy parts. So all in all, I love the look of it. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, or if you want to see more on this printer, definitely hit the subscribe button. I know there's a lot of other videos out there other than mine, because a lot of people got these before I did, but this is game-changing for my shop. So let's hop over and take a look at the software, and then we'll wrap it up from there. All right, guys, so here is the software that comes with your printer. We got the user manual, the software and driver, the troubleshooting, the model information, and operation video. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go, basically, we're going to get the software installed because it has its own software, as I said earlier. This is a special version of Cura. I think it's built off Cura 3.1. And this might take a moment. And of course, we're going to get the boo-doo-doo because Microsoft User Access Management has to have its say in what we do here. So, and I did notice an import profile document here. So let's go take a look at that. There is the Cura profile. Finish. And that's going to be my Creality belt. Let's take a look here and get this guy loading up real quick. I'm going to, of course, go allow my access. Got to let that in here. And I understand and agree. Creality belt. We're going to add that printer. Now here is where you see a lot of the difference. See that Z? Wow. We can do quite a bit here, and there's a lot over here. So you notice again, you've got these adjustable angles. We have to do 45. We've got a 0.4 nozzle, and we're going to be doing PLA. I like to switch over to custom because you can set the number of copies if you want to print a raft and a bunch of other settings that we'll get into in the next video. But you guys can see why the software is so different. It's built on the same Cura platform, but it very much has a different game plan here. So I am looking forward to getting ready to give this a shot. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that subscribe button if you did. And we will see you guys in a week or two, or probably a couple weeks, with the follow-up to getting started printing with this printer. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I'm excited to try it, and we'll see you guys next time.